Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Buenos Dias, Buenas Tardes, or Buenas Noches, depending what time you're watching this video or where you're located at. Welcome! I'm so happy to have you here. My name is Jennifer. I am a curly girl. I like to talk about hair, skin, makeup, and random chats when we get to them. Yeah, and then for today's video, I'm going to show you how I get these results on my hair on day one. Yeah. So I washed my hair today and then I styled it, I diffused it. I'm gonna walk you through some of the techniques that I use and that make sense in my head for my hair because I have thin, fine curls. And yeah, I'm gonna show you what I do to get this volume to make my hair look from barely no hair to this type of fullness volume that I love, you know? And yeah, so let's get started with the video. Yeah, so this is my hair. I just got out the shower. I did a really quick makeup look. But yeah, so this is my hair. This is where it's at right now. I am really excited because it's actually grown. It's very long. I think this is the longest I've had my curly hair, and I'm super excited. Yeah, I can't believe this is my hair, and I'm so happy with how far it's grown, and I'll show you how I style it. Okay, so I think first thing to note is that I have really thin, fine hair, and that's already a struggle in itself because my hair is thin, my hair is easily prone to dryness, to breakage. It's just sometimes a little frustrating, but I've managed how to work with it and learn to love her and take care of her. So yeah, so I'm gonna just walk you through a few techniques that work for me and why I do it this way, because I have, you know, thin and fine hair. So I don't know if you guys can see, this is my hair right here, really close, and you can see like the strands are like not thick at all. They're not. And my curls are basically thin individual curls as well. They're not like clumped up or anything like that. So I think the first thing that I do is wet my hair, obviously, but I don't soak my hair until the point where it's drenching, dripping water. That is a big no. No, we don't do that here. Why? Because water actually adds weight and it weighs down my hair if I wet it to the point where it's like dripping and pouring water. So I just wet it enough to add moisture back into it, basically. So this is as much water and moisture it's going to get. And now the next thing I do is I add a leave-in conditioner. And if you guys have seen my previous videos, you know that I like the Hask 5-in-1 rosemary and tea tree. I think that's what it's called. That is my favorite because it feels like water, it's very light, and you know, it's one of my top favorites, but it's being discontinued for some reason because I can't find it anywhere. So Hask, who gave you permission? Because I have a feeling that's going to be discontinued. I'm just going to use the Not Your Mother's Curl Talk leave-in conditioner. If you guys saw my previous empties, I think one of my first empties videos, I actually finished the Curl Talk shampoo and conditioner, which did not work for my hair, but the leave-in conditioner, it's really good for my hair. I just don't put a lot because it is a creamy consistency, so I just basically focus it on my ends. So I think that's as good as it's going to get, but it's not soaking, dripping, or anything like that either. So now I'm just going to brush through my hair and get rid of any detangles that I had from out of the shower. And that's it. All right. So there you go. Easy peasy. Detangles, no hairs on the brush, which it's a huge celebration because, like I said, thin hair is prone to breakage. And even if you just rake your fingers through it, you see hair. Brush through it, you see hair. Wash it, you see hair. Now that it has the leave-in conditioner, I'm gonna split my hair in half. But I'm not going to split my hair down the middle part. No, we don't do that here, because if we split it through the middle part, let me just show you. If we split it through the middle part, it's like this, right? And if I add product this way, the product, it's going to weigh down this part of the hair through in this direction. And I don't like that look for me. It's probably just a personal preference, but I don't do that. And I don't like that. And I've tried it and no, it's not for me. What I do instead is I part it in half through here. Not sure what you call that, but just from the tip of your eyebrows, then just go around and meet on the back of your head and split it. And I just, get my dandy little hair clip and clip it up here. And then I have the bottom section here and then the top section here, right? So, and then I just put in my styling products. Today, we're going to be using the Curlsmith Curl Condition Oil and Cream. And I really like this, like I use it a lot. It's one of my favorites, but it's a really thick consistency. So you have to be very careful with the consistency of your products and the thickness, because the thicker it is, the potentially more weight it could add to your hair. So I just like the little scoop that I did with my finger, I'm gonna rub it in my hands, and that's all I'm going to use for this bottom section right here. And I'm just going to, rake it through, make sure I even it out, especially focusing it on the bottom strands. Also these right here, because these help frame my face once done styling. And that's it for this one. And that's it. That's basically it. The less product, the better, especially since I'm going to be jumping in with another styling product. So now that I'm done with this, I'm just going to add the Curlsmith to the top of my hair. All right, and for that, I am going to focus this hair, bring it forward and style it this way, because then I'm going to, by styling it this way, it gives the hair direction and allows for the volume to be built right here. Instead of falling flat, it adds more volume to the top because I style it facing this way, or at least it makes sense to me that way. I don't know. But I feel good about it. It makes sense in my head, and that's what I do. So yeah, so again, I'm gonna go get in a little finger scoop, rub it through my hands, and then just work that in through the top of my hair, especially focusing it towards the ends. and here, and then also just bring it up here on the sides, rake it through. And then for this section, because it has a lot more hair than the bottom section, I'm going to use the brush to brush through it, just to make sure I do spread the product evenly. Sorry if you hear the dogs barking outside. But yeah, and then that's what I do. And then again, I put this back up in my little clip, and I just add the last styling product, which is a light hold gel. All right, this gel, because it's very lightweight and the texture makes it super easy to just spread it through my hair, and it doesn't give me those like stiff crunchy curls either, which personal preference, that's not what I like. So again, just get it through here and just spread it through and rake it through. And because of the texture, it makes it so easy to rake. You know, focus it on these right here because they frame my face. You know, just spread it in there. And another thing that I do now that I'm at this step is do a little rake or shake motion, basically. So I just do this to try to separate my curls before scrunching, because scrunching, you know, it clumps up the curls and defines them. So I don't want thick clump curls, so I just do the little rake motion after applying my gel, and then I scrunch. Here you're just going to scrunch as much as you want depending on the definition that you're trying to achieve. Remember to move this section of hair from side to side as well, and continue on to scrunching. And don't forget the hair that's also behind your head. All right, so now again to the top. Bring it down. Get your gel. And bring some in. There you go. Rake it through your hands. And then just start applying it through the bottom, through the top. Rake it in. For this section, I also like to split this right here, because then I can focus some of the product in between this thick section as well. And you can then little rake and shake motion as well to separate the curls, so you can see. Scrunch, and then you just scrunch. And then by doing this, I am scrunching this way, and it'll just help with the volume here at the top of my head. Or I would like to think so. All right, so there you go. The curls are scrunched, I mean. And now I just flip to this side and then just scrunch again, but with the entire hair together. So I just keep scrunching until I am happy with the results. And also this keeps the volume moving from side to side at the top of my hair. And this makes sense to me. It makes me happy. And I like the results, so I think that's the important part. Once I'm done here, I just let my hair air dry for about 10 minutes to let the gel, you know, develop that cast. And I just flip my hair side to side as I throughout those 10 minutes. And then we'll be back to diffuse and you guys will see the results. But yeah, so far this is what it's looking like. You know, I honestly don't have a lot of hair. I don't. I've learned to love it. I've learned to work with it, and I am still learning and I'm still trying new techniques, new stuff that I'm watching on YouTube, on Instagram to see what works for my hair, what it doesn't like, what I don't like it to look like. And yeah, I mean, it's all fun and games. Nothing to be taken too seriously, please, because then that just makes the whole process miserable. And I only do this like on day one. Don't think that I'm doing all of these steps every single day. I don't. That's exhausting. I don't have the time for it. All right, let's wait the 10 minutes and I'll be right back to diffuse. All right, I am back from waiting about 10 minutes. So if you have thin curly hair, don't stay in this state for more than 10-15 minutes max. Because if you let your hair fully or like 50% dry in this state, it's going to be flat. Because the product is in there, it's drying, and it's just drying in this state, flat at the top with the weight down here. It's a no. So if you're able to wait just 10 minutes to let the gel build a little cast and then diffuse right away, do it. Oh, coffee's ready. Yay! All right, I got sidetracked. Coffee makes me happy. But yeah, so that's what I've noticed. If I stay here letting the gel cast build, I go do something, I forget to come back and diffuse right away, it's going to dry in this state, and then no matter how much I try to diffuse or add volume to it, it's not gonna work. So everything that I did and styling part of it, it's just like basically pointless, or it loses its purpose basically. So my hair is still wet, it is, but I can start to feel the cast on the ends, on the bottom part of my hair. All right, so another thing that I have an issue with, because I have thin curl hair, is that it dries quicker on the bottom part of my hair, but it takes the longest at the scalp or root area. So what I do with my diffuser is I start diffusing, focusing on the scalp. And then once that's almost dry, then I focus on scrunching the rest of my hair and breaking the cast. If you guys have seen Mains by Mell, her YouTube video, she I think introduced the hover method to diffuse. That's what I do. Just basically turn on your diffuser and then just hover around your hair to start drying it that way. So that's what I do, and it has worked for me. All right, so I'm gonna put mine on medium low heat, and then I'm just going to wait here until it dries down. And as I diffuse my hair from the roots area, I have to be very careful because, as you can see, my scalp is exposed. So if the heat is too hot, or if I keep it too close to my scalp, or if I focus the warm air in one spot for too long, I can easily burn my head. So I have to be very careful, and this method just kind of helps me move from side to side, bring my head forward, and just focus where I need the warm air to dry my hair. Especially at the roots area, it takes the longest. I don't know why, so it just needs a little bit more of assistance, and this method helps me do that. Here I'm just doing half down, half forward, if that makes any sense, just to make sure I distribute the warm air evenly through those sections as well, and it just works for me. And then I think it also helps with the volume. I keep saying your hair forward makes volume. In my head, it makes sense. So now my roots are about 80-85% dry, probably even 90. They're like almost there. So now I can go ahead and focus on the rest of my hair, and then my roots will finish drying with the rest of my hair, because this it's basically already dry. It has the cast already. It just needs that little more help or a little oomph. Also, make sure you're careful as you maneuver your hair and move it around. That way you don't disrupt the curls, create any frizz. Be gentle and take your time if you have to, all right? Now what I'm going to do now is finish scrunching out the cast from the gel, if any, because I could still feel some hard areas in my hair. Not too much, but enough where I can start seeing the volume pop up. Get me? All right, just diffuse for a little bit more minutes and we're done. All right, so I just did a little shake and rake. Just softly and lightly put your fingers in between your curls and do a little shake, you know, and then voila. And then I see where my hair decides to fall. I'm not particularly very specific on it most of the time, but sometimes I am. Depends on the mood that I'm feeling. And here you go. Here you have it. These are the results. What do you guys think? How does this look? This is how my hair looks from the back. And we're here at the front again. I honestly don't mind a little frizz. The little frizz actually helps in my favor. You know, it just helps with the volume and everything like that, and I don't mind it. Frizz is part of my hair. I'm gonna live with it no matter what I do. My curls are like super thin, so there's always going to be like baby hairs everywhere, and just frizz is part of it. But yeah, what do you guys think? Do you guys like it? So this is what I do just to, you know, style my hair, and I'm happy with it. You know, it gives it the illusion that I actually have hair, you know, that it's not like really thin, really tight to my scalp, nothing like that. It has a bounce to it. So that's what I do to my hair on day one when it's washed. I hope you guys liked it. I think I'm just gonna close it here. Let me know what you guys think of these techniques, these results. Have you tried any of these techniques or products out? Have you loved them? Have they worked for you? What are you doing differently? Let us know. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching this video. My name is Jennifer, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Buenos dias, buenas tardes, or buenas noches, depending what time you're watching this video or where you're located at. Besos.